What you are about to hear is highly classified. And welcome back to the zone, everybody. Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzogoose, back with you with another review, another Marvel Now #1 review. And before I get started with this, I know that I'm behind on a few follow-up issues of books like, Thor: God of Thunder and All New X-Men that I've not yet reviewed on the channel. Just been very busy. I will get to them very soon, but being a new #1, I definitely wanted to cover this one, not be behind on those at the very least. So this is Young Avengers #1. For my review of Uncanny X-Force #1, head over to Dark Avenger Inc. and I'll put a link in the show notes as well. But Young Avengers #1 is written by Gillen with art by I think it's Jamie McKelvie and Mike Norton, if I've got the names right. I'm not sure if I do or not. Actually, hold on. Yeah, it's Jamie McKelvie with Mike Norton, and colored by Matthew Wilson, letters by BC's Clayton Cowles. And I have to start out by saying I almost think I'm not young enough to read this book, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But that's a good thing in this sense, because it makes it different, makes it unique, makes it creative, and I like that. So if you're not familiar with my reviews, I don't go into full spoilers. I'm gonna recap it a little bit and then give you my thoughts on the writing and the art and the story, overall story and everything. So the story opens up with Kate Bishop, aka the Young Avengers Hawkeye, and she's in the bed of a guy whose name she doesn't know, and so she's like going through this inner monologue, and she's trying to remember the guy's name, and then she looks out to see where she's at, and she sees Earth, because she's not on Earth, and turns out that the guy she's with is Novar, which everybody should remember. He was an Avenger. He was like Captain Marvel. He was involved with Runaways and the Young Avengers in that crossover during Civil War, I believe it was. And he comes out of the shower and he's like dancing the '60s music, and she's all happy and everything. And she's like, this is everything I hoped for. And that's when the Skrulls attacked. And then we go to this double-page spread with all these little scenes, all these little tiny panels, and I didn't count the panels, but there's like tons of panels on these pages, and it's just showing this whole battle as the Skrulls have invaded, and there's just like these big giant not captions, but there's just like blocks of text sprinkled throughout. One says like, I have no powers and not enough training, but I'm doing this anyway. Being a superhero is amazing. Everyone should try it. So yeah, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of chaotic. Just how this is just interspersed in the middle of this, and then that's it. Then we change scenes completely, and we go to a mugging where Spider-Man stops it, and he's like, "Can you please call the cops?" And then he runs in, and of course, he his arms extend out, and he punches these guys, and they're like, "You're not Spider-Man." Or the girl he saved, he's like, "You're not Spider-Man." He's like, secondary mutation? So anyway, he goes back and we find out that it's actually Hulkling, and Wiccan is there waiting for him, and he's very unhappy because they had decided not to be superheroes anymore. So they have this big fight, and Teddy, aka Hulkling, is like, he's sad about his mom. He mentions his mom burning in front of him, and how Wiccan's still got 2 sets of parents, and all this, and he's done everything for him, but now he needs a little reciprocation. And so Wiccan takes it upon himself afterwards, later on, to find somebody to bring Teddy someone, and that's a major spoiler, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Then we shift to another scene as Kid Loki is messing up a diner, and he's having dinner and everything, and then something happens. Food starts levitating, he disappears, and he's about to he's about to do something because somebody's about to do something. I think he's looking in on Wiccan, and he sees Wiccan's about to mess with reality, and he's like, I gotta stop this. But before he could stop it, Miss America Chavez, who I'm not familiar with at all. I know she was in that .1 when Marvel Now first started coming out, but I don't know if she was anywhere else. I've not seen her before. All I know is what Loki says about her basically is that she can throw tanks to the moon, and she's nearly indestructible. So I'm assuming she's got the super soldier serum or something. But then we get another one of those double page spreads with all these panels as Miss America and Loki are fighting, and then half of the panels are Wiccan looking into all these other realities. And here's where the spoiler comes into play. So if you don't want to hear the spoiler, fast forward a minute or two. Well, not 2 minutes, but a minute. So who Wiccan was looking for was Teddy's mother. He pulls her out of another reality, brings her in, they reunite, and as the issue ends, she comes in, she's like, thank you for all you've done, but I don't agree. I don't think they should be living together. He should be concentrating on his studies. And Wiccan's parents are like, we're happy that they are happy, and what kind of mother are you? And she says the better kind, and these tendrils shoot out of her hands, and she envelops both of their heads, and that's how the issue ends. And it says to be continued. So, spoilers done. I apologize. Got a little heartburn. So yeah, it was different. I mean, it was in the vein of the Young Avengers, the original Young Avengers. Not quite as entertaining to me personally. Like I said, it definitely had a very young feel. It felt like it was playing to a younger audience, which I appreciate. I like the creativity that they exhibited in the layouts. The art was fantastic. Absolutely love the art. Of course, I'm a big Mike Norton fan. Anyway, Jamie McKelvie, not too familiar with his work. I've seen his name around. I'm not sure exactly what else he's done, but it's really good art. I love the art. You know, he got the playfulness of Kid Loki's expressions and everything. He had the emotion with Teddy and Wiccan. He had both the quiet content of Kate Bishop up in the beginning, the fierceness of Miss America. All that came to play very well. Like I said, the double page spreads with the kaleidoscope of panels, and just that whole layout was just really creative and really fun. Yeah, I mean, so I mean it was fine. The art was good. The story was okay. You know, I like the Kid Loki parts, probably the best, just because he was funny, him trying to plead with Miss America. She's an intriguing character. She's kind of like a take no names, all business kind of character. Hulkling and Wiccan are a little bit emotional, to say the least. Kate Bishop and Novar, that was odd, kind of quirky. So that was quirky in a fun way. But the plot of Teddy's mother being back and the reality being twisted, because of course Wiccan is the son of the Scarlet Witch, so that brings all kinds of problems, and the fact that Loki wanted to stop this says all there needs to be said. Says all that made no sense. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I apologize. I'm stumbling all over my words, but that's all there needs to be said, because reality warping, pulling people out of time, changing things like to that level, and obviously it wasn't such a wise decision. So we'll see where that goes. But very interesting story. Just not quite what I'd want to see in a Young Avengers book, but you know, it was decent. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fans of it. I did enjoy the original one. I haven't really enjoyed too much of the Young Avenger characters in anything else they've been in, so this was definitely an improvement on their other appearances, in my opinion. So for that and the gorgeous art, I'm going to give it a 4. This first issue of 4. We'll see where the follow-up issues go. I don't know if it would be. I'll give it an issue or 2 more to see if I really like it. But you know, if it doesn't really grab me by then it's not going to be something that I hang on to. So anyway, another good effort though from Marvel now. They are really putting out some creative stuff. I like the chances that they're taking with a lot of these titles. So I appreciate that. You know, I was always a Marvel guy, and I'm glad to be enjoying Marvel again. So there you go. That's the end of this review. And if you'd like to check out all the other reviews on this channel, please do so. Check out reviews over on Dark Avenger Inc. as well. We're all putting tons of work into that channel and have all kinds of reviews from all the companies over there. Check out the Zone 4 podcast, of course, every Friday. This week it's episode 202, and it's going to be another fun show. And I think it's the next episode 203. We'll have Dirk Manning with us, or it might be 204. I can't remember. But he'll be on to talk about his book, Right or Wrong. And yeah, just check it out, zone4podcast.com. Like us on Facebook, and check out comicrelated.com for all your news. It's back up, and you know, we're working hard on the next phase of Comic Related as well. So, but for now, check out the current phase, and that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching.
Swinging on a little thread, shooting spider webs from his hands. On the streets of New York City, he steps out to make a stand. He's Spider-Man.
This has been a Gonzogoose production.